Hi everyone. O1 self petitions are difficult for a lot of reasons because O1 self petition technically doesn't exist and cannot work, but if you can structure it correctly, it might. But what if you put your home address as your business address and USCIS finds out about it? Well, in this case, in this story, that's exactly what happened. Got a nasty RFE, request for evidence, because USCIS wrote, we used Google Maps, we found out that it's a residential address, please explain. It was short, but there's a sting, and we spent the next 2-3 months putting everything together as best as we can, filing it, crossing our fingers, and then the case got approved. So I want to share that story and the know-how with you today. Let's get to it. Hi everyone, this is Joseph. I'm the managing partner here at Zahn Associates, where we solve legal problems with creative solutions. So today's case is about O1 self-petition. Self-petition is a loose term for saying you own your company and your company is sponsoring yourself. Typically, these cases will be denied because you can't self-sponsor. If you own the company, then there is no separation between employer and employee. So technically, we won't grant that to you. But if you can show that there is a separation between employer and employee, that your company, even though you own part of it, that they can fire you, then it will be okay. But this is a startup. It's not like a well-established company that you own part of the share or your relatives own part of the shares, but it's entirely a startup. It's our client, a few professors, business partners, angel investors, but it is our client, right? And so this international student who just recently graduated, just finished his OPT, started this company, and this company is doing an O1 self-petition doing medical research. Well, unfortunately, because the company, I mean, when I say a startup, I don't mean like a year long, 2, 3, 4 year startup. I'm talking about it just filed the Secretary of State less than a month ago. That type of startup. We filed the case, we started incorporating the company during the OPT grace period, meaning after he's already spent the whole year working, and now during the grace period he needs to find a solution. So we incorporated the company, prepared the business plan, got all the company documents together, and then filed it. And then now USCIS looks at this thing and says, your company literally just started. Your bank account was just open. The funding just came in. You didn't even have a chance to find a real office, and so it's your home address. Please explain yourself. And so that's what we did in the next 3 months. When we got this RFE, we really needed to prove that this company is real, even though it's at a home address. We need to document exactly what he's doing, the steps he plans to do, the different contracts that he's negotiating, the research material, and we got all of that together, prepared it, filed it, and then fingers crossed the case was approved. Now, what did we do exactly? In 3 months, we prepared 7 documents to submit for this RFE. So only 7. Of course, we normally like to present 20 or more, but we were only able to get 7. But we documented extensively what each one of these things meant and how important they were. So the first thing is the company got a grant. And so we documented the extensive effort in getting this particular grant. And we almost did a mini EB1A analysis on this grant, how difficult it was, how many people applied, how few people get it, what was the adjudication process, to show if it was a fake company, nobody would go through that. And it has already been evaluated by another government agency to give this grant, right? So that was one of the things that we did. The second thing is we showed the detailed proposals and all the research that our client has been engaging and all the people that's been partnering to do this, right? All the different professors, the research labs, and all the contractors. So even though it was just a business plan, but in depth, there were so many people that were involved, and we showed the product of what they were doing. And third, because it was so highly sophisticated, all these exclusive licensing agreements that were signed between the different parties. And so that was pretty important. And so the fourth thing we did was to get it evaluated. How important was this product that they're trying to research and find out? We got an evaluation, did a comparison report with other products that are similar, and got a price to it. And that was really exciting to see, and did all of that within a few months. And the last 2 things was the efforts that our clients made on behalf of the company, interviewing different renowned professors regarding this particular product that he's designing, the transcript notes, as well as a contractor coming in to evaluate how to set up the entire office. So there were efforts showing that the office is being set up. So all in all, 7 things, but each thing took an extraordinary amount of effort to obtain and to solidify. If it was purely just a lease agreement or an interior design of the office with some pictures of his Apple computer, I think the case would have been denied. But we had to go that much in depth, showing the promise of the company and all the people that was supporting it to really convince USCIS that even though it was a self-petition company and it was at his house, that it has a promise to kick off. And we did a comparison with, Facebook and all these other big tech companies that started in the garage, right? Just because it's in your local residence doesn't mean it's a fake company. And so taking a step back, we totally understand why the government, USCIS, is a little suspicious when it's at a residential address, when it's a startup, when it's a self-petition, when it's by an international student that already used up all his OPT. There's all these red flags to show maybe this applicant just wants to stay in the US and doesn't really intend to work. But at the end of the day, the O1 self-petition or the O1 visa is really just a few years of visa status. But if you can document and show all the promise of what this person will be able to bring to the US and all the efforts that have already been made and all the validation, it could work. It did work, and in this case, I wanted to present it to you to show you how it worked. So if you have any questions about the O1, feel free to give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about it. Okay? All right, take care. Bye-bye.